Well, I thought I'd go ahead and make a video here of my Accord. This is a 2007 Honda Accord EX V6 6-speed sedan. This was one of 2 years, model years that is, that you could get the manual transmission with the sedan, 2006 and 2007. And unless you really know your Hondas, you wouldn't really know it. I mean, the only things that give this away from the outside as a manual transmission Accord are the red V6 badges. Well, just the one badge, I should say. And these 5-spoke wheels that were actually recycled from some of the older Acura models, like the 3.2 TL and CL Type S. And this is Carbon Bronze Pearl is the name of the paint color. And it has the light, I think it's called ivory interior. So yeah, it's a little bit of a sleeper. You wouldn't really know that it can perform as well as it does. I just washed it today and did a little bit of polishing on it, so this is the cleanest it's been in a while. Could be cleaner still, of course. These are Continental Control Contact Sport all-season tires, and wow, I did a crappy job of shining these tires. I'll have to go over that again. It's already fading away. Anyway, you can see here's the front. One of the big things I did with this car is I replaced the front bumper cover here. This is actually new. And then I also went ahead and replaced these headlamp assemblies. And while I had it all apart, I also went ahead and upgraded the low beam headlights to LEDs, and it makes a huge difference. I can really see much better than before. The other thing worth mentioning about my little front end restoration project is, you know, it came out quite well, I would say, for doing it myself, and for how little money I spent compared to how much I would have spent, you know, had I had a body shop do this. And really, as you can see, the paint match, this is the new piece right here, the plastic bumper, and this is the fender, the metal part, and it matches pretty well. I didn't have to, that was something I was worried about, ordering one that was already painted. But I reused the grille, or this little chrome piece right here. The hood, you can tell, is original. It has all these rock chips and things like that in there. And really the only fitment issue, which almost isn't even worth mentioning, is this is a little bit uneven right here, this headlight on the fender. There's a bit of a gap, and that wasn't there before. But you know what, like I said, I spent about, for the bumper cover, for the headlights and the bulbs and everything, I only spent about 400 bucks. So we'll go ahead and unlock it. This is actually, believe it or not, an aftermarket key. When I bought the car, it only came with one key, and so I ended up buying a pair of aftermarket ones, and here they are. I've customized this one a little bit, and then this one is just blank on the back. So let's go ahead and open it up. If you press and hold the unlock button, it puts the windows down. Here's a view from the passenger side. The interior's in pretty good shape. Really, the only sign of wear is on the driver's seat here. There's some normal wear and tear here on the cushion here on the outside, and then there's a little bit, I don't know if you can tell, but there's a little bit of dark discoloration on the seat back. But other than that, the interior is pretty much flawless. And here's the back seat. Nothing too exciting back here. There is an armrest with cup holders. You do get a pass-through to the trunk. And then this up here is to release the seat back, so you can fold it down. You use your ignition key. And it only folds down in one piece, but at least it gives you that bit of versatility. So sitting in the back seat here, this seat is all the way back, but I'm 6'4", so of course I'm going to be a little bit cramped. And if I open this door back up, One of the upgrades I did to this interior is I put LED dome lights on the headliner here in the back, in the front, and on the front doors. Go ahead and show you that. So I put LEDs in the doors here as well. So it brightens it up and livens it up just a little bit. Didn't really need it though. And we'll pop the trunk here. And pardon my belongings here, but it's a pretty decent size, you know, for the time, mid-size sedan. I want to say it's somewhere around 15 cubic feet. Somebody can correct me if you know for sure. I don't know off the top of my head the exact number. I'll jump in on the driver's side. And we'll go ahead and start it up. So of course this is the 6-speed manual transmission. I do have an aftermarket shift knob on here, mainly because this is the original one and it's all scratched up and looks awful. So these are kind of expensive to replace, so I just went with a different style. And I like the way this one looks and feels, so that's what I ended up doing. Anyway, going through the interior here, this does have a 6-disc CD changer back when that was pretty common. It does have AM/FM. It does have XM satellite radio, which I do have activated. It does not have Bluetooth, and it does not, surprisingly, have an auxiliary input, so I actually have this kind of old school FM transmitter that connects to Bluetooth, so I can make phone calls and play music from my phone. I'll go ahead and plug it in and demonstrate it. Well, just plug it in. So anyway, I usually just have this right here. So storage compartment in here. The V6 manual models have this sort of carbon fiber like trim on the center console that's exclusive to the 6-speed models. And this is again the transmission. Really easy to use, good throws, really good transmission. One common issue on these cars is the padding here in both the center armrest and the armrest on the side doors here. The padding tends to fade away. That hasn't happened too horribly on this one. It's faded up here in the top corner after lots of use, but all the rest of this is padded. And the driver's door is okay as it is. Still pretty well padded. Now coming up to the instrument cluster here, this car has a set of electroluminescent gauges that has aged very well. They still look great even today, 12 years after these came out, because they came out in 2006. So right now I'm at 154,731 miles. I bought the car a little less than a year ago with about 143,400 something. And then this just has the 2 trip meters, an outside temperature display, and your oil life indicator. But that's really the only trip computer in the car. There's no fuel economy information or anything like that. It does have cruise control. It does have steering wheel audio controls. The sunroof switch is over here, which is kind of an old school position for it, as well as vehicle stability assist, that was exclusive to the V6 models. On the driver's door here, you have power windows, of course. The driver's side is automatic up and down. Power door locks. You do have heated mirrors, which the switch is right here, independent of the rear defrost. That's a little bit different. The steering wheel itself is kind of on the thin side, but it still feels good. It has some little bulges right here to grip onto, and this being the sedan, it has the 4-spoke wheel instead of the 3-spoke that was on the coupe, so even more of a little bit of a sleeper touch there, I think. So let's jump out and take a look under the hood. I'll go ahead and turn on the headlights so you can see the LED lights that I put in after we have this little car that passes by. And then down here is the fuel cap and the trunk release, and then you can lock the trunk release here. I did also get new front brake pads and rotors. I was gonna fix that myself, but I took the car in for inspection, and unfortunately it needed brakes to pass inspection, so I just had my mechanic do it. I'll do them next time. Anyway, this is the 3-liter 24 valve VTEC V6, the J30 engine. For this model year, it was rated at 244 horsepower and 211 pound-feet of torque. Some things I've done to this car, I've started doing my own oil changes on it. I've done 3 of them now. I flushed the power steering fluid out about a month or so ago. I also ended up changing the serpentine belt because it was starting to get noisy. And with that, I also changed out the belt tensioner pulley. And it's been a lot quieter since then. That mostly fixed my issue. But you know, this is a pretty easy car to work on, to do little fixes like that. So that's one of the many reasons why I bought it. I won't go into all of them right now. But you know, it still has 154,000 miles on it, and it still runs very well. And here are the LED low beams I put in that are a huge improvement from the factory halogens. I'll show you. It's kind of funny. The high beams, I just put new halogen bulbs in there because I wasn't so sure if I would have an issue with the high beam bulbs. Since they also serve as the running lights, they come on at different levels of brightness. And if you retrofit an LED into a setup like that, sometimes it might be problematic. So I just didn't want to risk that. So I only did them in the low beams. Take another look back over here. And while I'm on the subject, this is actually the serpentine belt tool that I used. I carry it in the car. I have a socket in there that fits it. And this is actually the old belt that came off of it. I've just been carrying all this stuff in the car in case the new belt were to fail for some reason, but so far it's been holding up just fine. Jump in on the passenger side here. I finally got a new phone, so I don't have a tiny iPhone 5 anymore. I got the 8. And here we are on the passenger side. It does have a power passenger seat, lockable glove box. Let me turn those bright lights off. It does have home link. You get a little sunglasses holder here. And overall, this car has held up very well for the amount of miles it has on it. And I have no plans of getting rid of it. So there you go, just a quick overview of my '07 Accord.